say like I go in to edit the page.
Okay, you'll actually share the screen.
Yeah, I'm going to share the screen, and then it's going to be recorded, so you guys will be able to see everything that I'm doing on the screen.
Okay. All right. Now, I wonder if before we like delve into the specific changes that we're looking for, updates. I mean, do you have any kind of more overall things? Like, did you look at the website and say, you know what, you guys should really change kind of this? I mean, we're very open to if it's we're open to fixing a few things here and there. We're also open to if you have other ideas that are kind of larger changes to the website, whether it be, you know, the fonts and all that, or just the look, or just the different types of photos. I mean, we're open to that as well.
Yeah, we're open for anything. Even if I don't know if you've done like branding work, but because there are some ideas. Our website is very bare bones right now, and we actually want to put up a lot more content. So and kind of even how to do that. And not so much content as in like one of those sites where they have like every aspect of the law, like long memos. We're not going to put stuff like that up, but just kind of still develop more. Like my immediate goal is to put up a more detailed litigation page describing kind of what we do, what kind of what kind of clients we have from which countries, and what states in the United States we've worked in, and kind of things like that. So there's kind of organizational matter, and then really, especially just the opening of our website. We're open to different images. We had a photographer take pictures, and we have those images. And right now, the initial image is a painting that's hanging in our office. So, and I think the other guys have determined that we need a more, a picture with more depth. Though I love that painting to death. But, so yeah, we're pretty open. So yeah, like June said, if you have some ideas, we'd love to hear.
I don't want to start fixing little things here and there. If we decide, hey, let's revamp this whole thing. And
right, that's true.
Yeah, of course. Just from what I looked at, I mean, like you said, you did a great job just kind of designing it without the experience. Looking at the homepage, a few things that I would suggest doing is, the paintings, I do enjoy the paintings, but kind of with the theme of the overall website, it's kind of clashing with the theme. Because, it's a great painting, but it's kind of conveying a different emotion when you look at it.
Yeah.
With the rest, because the rest of the site and the colors, they're very serious, very professional, and then this painting is kind of clashing with that. And so I think if you have just a really solid, these building images look really awesome. Something kind of similar to that, or we can even do just a very cool kind of background image that goes over that relates to it. It will be more consistent. And then, too, on the images, what we can do is just kind of make them a little darker on the overlay. And so then you'll be able to see the words over them more clearly.
Okay. So it's not ready.
Set the information yet.
Okay.
Yeah, because it looks good, but yeah, the words are a little trouble to read, but just a little tight overlay on that will make a huge difference, and it will make the words really pop out so people can see them.
I'm sorry. So I think you said that there's a little clash with the picture. So actually, initially, our whole website had nothing. All the pictures were all different artwork, and then we got these cityscape stuff. So we started putting that up. And then when we put that up for the main page, or the very first picture, we just didn't find anything that worked very well. So that's why you're correct. It's kind of clashing because we have some artwork pictures, and then some cityscapes. So those are the kind of things that we want to revamp. So we're not necessarily married to any of these pictures or photos. So if you have other ideas where you say, hey, there's a great series of images or whatever that you think would work well, we'd be totally open to that as well.
And okay. One thing is, like, law firms tend to have a lot of, cityscapes. So in some ways, I feel like our office atmosphere and kind of and the way we work with our clients, yes, we handle like heavy-duty serious litigation and complex litigation and various immigration cases or business transactions or whatever, but we somehow wish there was a way to convey, and perhaps every law firm's business, like, we're different, but we actually feel different. So, and which is why we probably used to have paintings up instead of cityscapes, which we're trying something more traditional, I guess. But yeah, I'm not entirely satisfied with the cityscapes, which is why we sort of stopped in the middle, and now it's a hodgepodge.
Okay.
Do you have any thoughts on that, or I'm not even sure if you're the right person or if this is something you do, but.
I've done. I've done sites all from musicians to startups to small businesses. So I've kind of had, kind of just across the board. And I mean, this is something that I look at every day. And there's here, if you guys type in Zapier.com, Zapier.com, they're a startup here, and just kind of show you what.
How do you spell that again? Is that?
Zapier.com.
Oh, I was looking for a Trello / Evernote, which are both things we use at the firm.
That's awesome.
It's been on.
He's like,
They help connect those things together.
$2,400 tomorrow. All this stuff.
And so, if you guys
card, don't we have like one of the translation ones?
Do you guys have the site up?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So so I can walk you through just kind of some of the things that we can experiment around with. But all right, so you see the lady on the homepage here. Actually, I'm going to share my screen to show you guys an idea of kind of what we can do.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. All right, there we go. All right, can you guys see my screen?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so you see, we have. I mean, I think their site's really cool. It kind of has this balance because you kind of have this landing section that looks really interesting with the comic background, but it's not the main thing. It's focusing on the content, which is right here, and that's what you want.
Yeah.
And that's what's going to get the conversions. Like I said, so if we darken it up a little more and focus on the words, then you'll be able to convert more. But then if we scroll down, they have I think it sounds like you guys have worked with a lot of awesome people. I think definitely adding in, some of these logos from people you've worked with. And then what they kind of did here was really cool is they incorporated a testimonial right on the homepage with those backgrounds, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And so it sounds like you guys have some really awesome shots of your team. And so I think kind of making it personal, with the law firm and having photos of your team in there, that's an idea that can look really awesome because, yeah, those team photos do look really good. And that's also having great photos will make your website a huge difference. And then some popular things is, changing up the color of the content. And so we can change up the color of one of the sections. And I mean, Zapier uses their logos. Obviously, you guys have some really awesome reds that we can do. And then scrolling down, they also did that here. And so the thing, too, with doing color is it just kind of focuses, changing the color will bring the focus more on the content, which will eventually, causes the person to click that. And that's like, okay, here you go. That can convert into a contact where they'll email you.
I see.
So I think your photos are awesome. We can also do something, I've done some gradient backgrounds. This isn't a gradient background, but something like this where, we can change the color of it and have the words really stand out. And then I think on the pages as well, having the different colored sections because, even the black and the grays that you guys have can really stand out and make it look, really awesome.
I see. So now as far as the photos then, if we scrap the paintings, which the other guys over here are definitely for, scrapping the paintings, so we can maybe take the current photos we have now and you're saying change up the colors and incorporate those? Because we have other source photos that are, is that right, Arjun? We have other photos that are not up?
We do. I think part of the issues that we have with some of you're talking about the cityscapes?
Yeah.
Part of the issues that we have with that is I think it was a little, a lot of them tend to be a little dark. And we obviously wanted something a little brighter. And no, I'm not against finding a whole different scheme altogether. I'm not married to any of these images.
Mm-hmm.
Or like you said, maybe we can really take the focus off the pictures by just having that, just like in that Zapier, whatever it was, where the picture was just very much in the background. Maybe we could do something like that. But essentially, what we're going for, we want we want the website to feel obviously modern, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're younger. We're not we don't have a bunch of 60-year-old attorneys working at the firm. So
yeah, definitely.
we want to definitely convey the energy of that we're up with technology, we're young, we're energetic, we're vibrant. So we want it to be a little more brighter and have the feeling that it's a little, not necessarily like the traditional law firm when you think of old lawyers, working
Yeah, so somehow we want kind of our personalities to come through because ultimately it's for us it's really about the relationships. I mean, we've got clients that, we started the firm like has been 8 years now or something, and we have clients that
Oh, wow.
are with us from then, and as a kind of an entrepreneur and a startup, well, back then, and to have our clients now, and for us it's really about kind of our personalities and our relationships, and as well as our clients' personalities and how we work together to make, kind of
Yeah.
stuff happen. I want to creatively convey that, and like, I don't like I oh so I mean I even have thoughts like, well, I mean, not that I want to put up my music here or something, but like I used to have a band for 6 years. That was my main job, and
Oh wow, that's awesome.
yeah, I just feel like we should. Oh, me with another partner actually. We had a band.
That's so cool.
Firm. But yeah, so I just feel like we really do kind of come from a, you know, um, like Togai, who's one of our, partners. Like he has an art degree.
Oh wow.
And again, that's not so relevant to the law, perhaps, though we find that kind of creative thinking to be very relevant. But I don't know how to convey some of the actual kind of differences that we have without sounding hokey either.
Yeah,
So.
yeah, of course. You gotta find. It's all about finding that medium balance. I think, just personally, a lot of stuff, like just with transparency and stuff. I think, like just having photos of people, because people can relate to that. And like you said, you guys got
First page.
a lot of cool photos. Yeah, and so if you can, if you guys have, a photo of your team, it'd be awesome. We can also just do something kind of very simple and just have it be a simple background that just ties in with the colors. You know what I mean?
I mean, can we start trying some of those things? Like, well, another question: if we start making changes, sorry for the sirens here.
No, you're fine.
If we, as we play around here, because I think as Sonia said, today's I don't anticipate we want to necessarily get anything completed today. I just wanted to talk to you and get some ideas and get the kind of the ideas flowing here. I mean, as we kind of work through and test different things on the website, would you create just additional pages and just not have that be public, right? And then we can just use that as a trial, as like a testing ground.
Yeah, we can definitely do that, and I can show you guys kind of what I'm talking about as well.
Yeah, so can we take a copy of like our front page, and maybe you can just start playing around with it and show us some of what you're thinking, and then we can let you know, oh, we like that, no, we don't like that, and maybe we can kind of, instead of just talking, maybe we can actually try different things and see what.
Yeah, of course, definitely. So if you can log in to your Squarespace and invite me as a contributor.
Okay, hold on. Let me. Yeah.
Here. Whoa. All right, here we go. And then the email will be the email that I sent Soyun, brendan@digify.co.
Okay. Yeah, just give me a second.
Yeah, of course. But no,
nice
like I said. Oh, thank you very much.
Pull it out. Let me see.
Wait, hold on. Can you see it? There we go.
Oh, that's cool. So
Thank you. Yeah.
My husband's a fan of watches. I have a very boring one. That looks very nice.
That's awesome. Thank you very much. Yeah. It was a gift, so I love it.
Oh, wow. Sometimes gifts like that can be great, or, ooh, I don't like it, but it's a nice gift, so I can share it kind of thing. So it's great that very cool gift and you like it.
Yeah, exactly. It was good. Oh, man. And then, too, you said, so you're in a band?
Oh, so prior to, so long time, I'm old, so a long time ago, not as old as some words, but yeah, for about 6 years, I had a band, and that was my main, pursuit.
Wow.
So I don't know if have you been to Chicago?
I have very briefly for a weekend.
Oh, okay. So there's a music scene here, or as you can probably imagine, and yes, we played like I guess you probably wouldn't have heard of them, but kind of the staple venues like Double Door and Shubas, and and it was great, but I'm not a famous musician right now, so.
It's still
But
fun though. It's still some good stuff that you can do.
yeah, and I actually were thinking of doing some more music. You know, so it's something that I think we always will do. And my husband's more active in it than I am. He's the one that more actively writes songs and stuff. But yeah, do you have a band or?
I do not, but I live in Nashville, and so there's music going around all the time, and I play drums and guitar when I'm not doing web stuff. So that's kind of it's a very fun city, and I enjoy it.
No, I heard that the music scene. I mean, traditionally it was like a country thing, but I heard that actually just overall, even like alternative rock, or I don't know what things are called anymore, but so that there's quite a vibrant scene. So that must be fun.
Yeah, it's definitely been very nice. It's been some good stuff. So.
All right, how do I invite you as a contributor?
Okay, so if you Google Squarespace contributor, the first thing that will come up is Squarespace help inviting a contributor.
Okay.
And then you'll go into settings, and then there will be permissions. And then there will be a button that says invite contributor. But yeah, no, I see there's definitely so would you guys be also interested in blogging eventually? That sounds like something that you guys might be.
Yeah, I mean, we even considered videos, blogging, whatever, but honestly, until now, that we meant to, improve our website like 2 years ago, and it just, everything's been taking a while, so, but I feel like I can focus on it a little bit more now, and hopefully, because Drew's been doing everything by himself, so, we're the ones tasked here to kind of work on that, so, yeah, I think that's a possibility. My fear is to start a blog, and then I don't know what the appropriate etiquette is, how often you have to have it for it to look stale, or that we haven't posted in a while, it just looks worse than not having. But yeah, I think there's quite a value to blogging.
Yeah, I think if you can even hit like one post a week, you don't have to do. I mean, some people do it every day, and I mean, you don't have to do it every day, just because the days get crazy, and it's just you won't have time to do it. But one post a week, or even one every 2 weeks, it's just the thing that's cool about it is you're adding value to potential customers or clients. You know what I mean? And so if someone's like, I need to know something about like just this specific law or something, and you guys write just this really awesome blog post on it, then they'll go to your website, and then most people, if they read the blog post, they're going to stay on your website and go through your website anyway. And so blogging just
sorry to interrupt here, but what permissions do you want?
Administrator will work best, just because that kind of will let me go in and edit additional pages and stuff like that.
Okay, so I just saved it.
Yes.
But it just okay.
And
Brandon, how long should a blog post be?
It really honestly depends. Some people just do one page, but I've read that have gone on like 5 pages, insane long. It just kind of depends based on your content and the message that you're going to be conveying.
Okay.
Like I did one about a month ago for the web design firm that I work for, and it was just like 5 photography websites that web designers should be using. And it was just me. I listed out the 5 websites, and then I just kind of explained a little of what they did, and then just posted it. And so even something like that, it's just like, okay, 5 law books that you should be reading, or 5 books about entrepreneurship. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. It's short, but also still it's adding value.
Oh, I see. Oh, well, that's something to consider. I mean, I feel that's a bit daunting, but yeah, I think that I see that's how a lot of people do it, and I definitely see value. What do you think about videos? Is that something to do, or does it helpful for
videos? All right, here we go. I got the invitation. Videos, surprisingly, I've been looking into it more. Videos do work a lot. They work very well too. If it's surprising to me, like some companies, how big their YouTube following is. You know what I mean? And so if you can have videos on the site, and like you guys walking through, it's also establishing that personal connection, which is very good. But then also, there's a guy that we work with. His name's Jake Jorgavan, and he just did Squarespace tutorials, and he ended up getting leads from YouTube, which is and so just stuff like that is awesome. And he was just walking through, this is how you add a page on Squarespace, and it's like, wow, that's awesome stuff that people are doing. So I think videos are a great idea as well. you know, any way that it seems that I've just seen the way you can add more of that kind of value to your clients and potential customers, they're already going to feel a personal connection to you.
Okay.
But all right, so I got access to the site. I'm going to bring it up here. And I will start the screen share. Blogging, and then yeah, just I guess conveying more of that personal connection that you guys want, you know. All right, here we go. Logging in right now. Okay, I'm going to share my screen. All right, there we go. All right, can you guys see my screen?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. All right, so we will build out. I'm just going to add in a not linked page down here and just do test. So if you guys had to choose, what is kind of the main thing right now that you just kind of want to, or do you just want me to go in and say, hey, this is what I would suggest doing?
Yeah, let's just go with that. I mean, starting just with our homepage with like the images and whatever, you know, whether it's, like you said, taking the focus off the picture a little bit and just kind of putting it into the background, or if there's a different picture altogether that you think would work better.
Or like you mentioned, maybe take I think Togai's had a good cityscape. Maybe you can take his picture and put that up. I don't think do we have a group one, Vision? We don't, right?
We don't have a group one, no.
Okay.
Okay. I think we'll probably be getting updated pictures maybe in like a year's time or something, but not anytime soon. So.
Yeah, of course. And if you guys have any other photos that you guys are like, I really want this photo, and you guys can send that to my email as well. All right, I'm just gonna duplicate the homepage actually now that I think about it, just because then I'll be able to work on same thing here.
Yeah, actually we have like so many staff pictures. Those are the ones we just settled on. But right, Vision, we have. I mean, they're not finished up.
Yeah,
like,
those are the only ones that are touched up.
Okay, nice. Yeah, they look good, and so. That's awesome. All right, here we go. Let's see, home duplicate. Sometimes you got to refresh. Okay, why is that not? Okay, here is the other home. Okay, now this should work. All right, there we go. All right, there we go. So this is duplicated index. There we go. Okay, and so since you guys do like those headshots, what we can do is I think adding those headshots in on the home page will be kind of very personal. You know, you can convey kind of your personality. They can get a deeper understanding of your team. Usually you'll find on home pages that there are photos of team members, and then they'll have, you know, so what we'll do is we'll just have an image right here, and that'll be a headshot. And then you'll have, what we can do is, do you guys like the pill, these circle buttons?
No, not necessarily.
I think I prefer it. Some people don't, so we'll kind of mix. So, you know, we're not married to any of these ideas, so you can get rid of it.
Okay, cool.
Right now it's not symmetrical either. I mean, not that I need symmetry, but yeah, I would like there to be kind of, not something the same, but consistency through the different pages. Like maybe, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, so just like you said, yeah, I think they're okay, but we're not married to it.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm a fan of just kind of the small, like the square, rectangular, kind of just the smaller buttons.
Okay.
They just kind of they just seem, from what I've seen across the web, that seems kind of the standard across.
Yeah, that seems more modern, and I've been seeing that a lot too.
Yeah, and so what we can do is just something like this. We'll have an image. We can have a headshot of your team, and then what we can do right here is just put in some text and saying, okay, this is, and then below that.
And also, if you have any suggestions for the font as well, I mean, we're not necessarily married to any of the fonts either. So.
Okay. Yeah. Awesome. I think you guys did kind of a good job matching it to your logo. There's this one font I'm a huge fan of. It's called Proxima Nova, and that's kind of another one that just appears across. It's just very, I don't know, I've just used it on a lot of websites, and it just kind of, it's one of those fonts that can go with any kind of style and theme, and it just still, I don't know, it just works. It's awesome.
Oh, great. Yeah, go for it.
And so we can do.
Yeah, I know nothing about fonts, but Toga is actually, he's the font guy. He's the one that he likes interesting fonts. And actually, I have this friend, our former guitarist. He's a crazy font guy.
Nice. That's
I know
awesome.
there's a whole art to it that I'm not, aware of.
Yeah, and so because I'll need the headshots of the people. But what we can do is, if you kind of try and imagine, I'll show you guys. This is a site that I worked on, and what I'm thinking that we can do for the team page that I think will look very clean and very just solid is down here. This is just what they did for their client testimonials. But taking, we can either do squares or circles. Circles also look really solid and they can fit in. But putting, headshots of your team and taking the circle and doing something kind of similar to this, I think will look really solid on your homepage. And then if you want a brief kind of short description, we can add that in.
Okay.
And then we can have a link, because I think the profiles that you guys have are really, really cool and very different too, that people can kind of look, get a better picture of who your team is.
I see.
And so.
So I know we already have the pictures. If you go to the actual, can you pull those images from there, or do I need to email you the photos separately?
Here, let me see. Yeah, I can pull. I'm fairly sure I can pull the photos from there. I know too. You guys also have other. Yeah, here, I'll use this one for.
Oh, Eugene, can you send him Jing's picture? Because that's not on the Squarespace, right?
Yeah, I have to find it.
Okay, I'm just gonna make a new folder.
Wow, he looks so serious. Don't get me wrong, we are very serious, but.
No, of course. Like you said, you gotta have. No, I believe it. You guys just kind of have to have the balance.
Yeah, and I think we personally don't know, haven't decided how to convey that. We ourselves don't know. So, I mean, it's one thing, like, I just am who I am, and well, so is everyone here, I guess. But to convey that on a website is a whole other thing,
Yeah, no, it's definitely, it's a lot more challenging than people think, because you have to find that balance, because you don't want to come across as professional, but you also want to be transparent and say, this is how we are. We're a new kind of innovative law firm. We're young, we're also energetic, and we're going to do a great job because of that reason.
Right. Oh, exactly. You summed up so nicely, because I feel like, unfortunately, every law firm says that now.
Yeah.
I feel like we're a bit different, and yeah, we just one thing we like about the cityscapes is that the day that our photographer took them, it was kind of a hazy day, so they just weren't very vibrant, and not his fault. Just the day was kind of cloudy.
Yeah.
So all of our pictures turned out kind of that way. So. I don't know. I think that I think the pictures are put around with to try to brighten them up, but ultimately, So yeah, and that was actually what you said is just exactly right. We're like, well, we feel kind of tired, and we're really kind of energetic. So
yeah, definitely. Yeah, no, completely. Okay, so now I'm pulling Photoshop up. Can you guys see Photoshop on my screen? Or do you just see my browser? Looks like, okay, you can only see the browser. All right, so I'm going to share Okay, here we go. All right, so now I'm going to share. So I also do Photoshop work, and I can show you guys, because too, a lot of the things with dealing with photos on the website is you have to optimize them for the website, and that just goes into sizing. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to open up a new Photoshop file here, and I'm just going to have it 1:1 ratio, and so just going to do 500 by 500 pixels. So this is gonna be kind of what the headshot. This is just optimizing for that. So when we upload it, this is what it's gonna come across as. So we'll just have something like that, just so I can give you guys the idea. And then, so now what I'm doing here is I'm saving it for web, and I'm just pressing Command Shift Option and S. And so pretty much what this is doing too. Another thing to think about on websites is with photos. You have to also compress them down, because photos are one of the biggest reasons why websites will load slower.
Oh, okay.
And so what I'm doing here is I'm just saving it for web, and so when I upload it, it's just load time.
Sure.
And so here we go. All right, I'm just going to save that, and this is other project. There we go. Perfect. I'm just going to save that in there for now. All right. And so now that we have the photo, all right, I'm going to go back to the browser. Okay, here we go.
And Ujin, did you find Jing's picture?
No. Let's just do this first. I want to see what he's doing.
Okay. And so I'm just going to add in, this is just, I'm separating this, so I'm just going to add in a new. Here we go. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just kind of laying it out for that. Okay, and so too, just a thing to know is when you're kind of adding more sections, it looks like you kind of did this too. You did 3, just because the way Squarespace is set up on a block grid. Sometimes you'll have like uneven photos, if that makes sense, with the dimensions. So you see how they're kind of.
Oh.
You have to move. Whoops. I accidentally pressed something there. They're not going to be the same size. Depending on the picture dimensions. So all right, here we go. All right, I'm just going to drag over. And so I'm just going to drag over the photo. Okay, and then this is this is
Togai?
Okay, Togai. Center that. Let's see. Okay, we'll do heading 2, and I'll change the font colors as well. Sometimes the spacing, you just got to save and then go back in, and it will kind of fix that spacing between there.
Oh, I see.
And then what we can do is we can...
Yeah, just real quick. Fernando, did you get the fax? He said he faxed something. He was just calling to see, make sure we...
And then what we can do is actually... So, all right, here we go, caption. Okay, and then what we can do with the photo is add in.
Yeah.
You got it?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll let him know. Thank you.
And so what we can do here, and we can have, what we'll do is we'll make the photo a link. And so then what we can do is, make the photo, did that go through? No, live box. Okay, click through. And so what I'm going to do here is going to link the photo to his page. Save that. And then so that will just link to the page. And what I can do too is, and so is that what you guys were talking about with the?
Yeah, the cutting off.
Actually, it's not as bad because I think you were actually going onto the page, but I think what we did was there was like an index on there, so when you do that, it doesn't cut it off too much.
Okay, yeah. See, when you have the index, so this is the actual page. So then,
yeah, for whatever reason, I don't know why it matters whether it's an index or if it's the actual page, but I think if you.
Okay, yeah, have it linked to that. Okay, awesome. And so then what I can do here too is, I'll add in what's called a CSS animation. And so CSS is just custom style sheet. That's the language for the web that kind of, just like it said, just styles the web page itself.
Sure.
And so what I'll do, what I'm thinking, what I can show you guys, here, I will add that in. I just finished up, let's say right here. I'm just going to get the code from that just so it's easier, translation, to take over. But I'll show you guys, this is a musician site that I just did, but to show you, I'm going to take this animation. So when you kind of hover over it.
Yeah, these are the little tricks that we want to add because I think it makes the website feel so much more modern and new.
Yeah, exactly. And so too, and that just the thing that's awesome about this is you hover over it, but then it also, the user's like, oh, I'm going to click this because of the animation.
Right.
So that's just a fun thing that I think having something like that will look really solid. And so I'm just going.
Oh, yeah. Oh, now I'm curious what this person's music sounds like.
Yeah. Yeah, it's an artist here in Nashville. Let's see where advanced. Okay.
I'm guessing pop rock singer, songwriter. I don't know.
Yeah, about around there. And so what I just did is pretty much with the style sheet, it's kind of like a file, and you just kind of have to upload it into the web page.
Right.
So it can call those actions.
Sure.
And so I'm just going to drop that in there. So what I did is I went into settings, advanced, and then code injection. And then too, this is just for if you want to do Google Analytics and stuff like that, you can paste the Google Analytic code in the header in here. And there's other websites. There's this thing called like Kissmetrics, and Kissmetrics is pretty much just gathering data, click data, so you can see like who's clicking on your website, where are they clicking. And so if you were going to use any of those programs, you would put them in that code injection.
Okay.
And then what I'm going down here is design custom CSS is where you, oh, see, yeah, you added in some code in here. Nice. And so
I don't even recall what that was for.
You did that, Adrian? Wow.
It looks like it's for the buttons and then the header up here. So it would be here and then the buttons, it looks like.
Maybe we fixed the size of the buttons or something? I don't know.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to inspect the element here, and just kind of, I got to find the class that I'm going to target for CSS. But I mean, I think too, just for time, because we have 15 minutes left, I can keep messing around with this, or if you guys get kind of the idea of what I'm going for.
Yeah.
With that, I think having photos of your team and then having those really cool animations on the homepage will look very solid.
Okay. Now, can we maybe? So I think I get the gist of what you want to do there. Can we go back to like the very top initial picture and see if we can maybe play around with that a little bit?
Yeah, of course. So I'm going to dive into the style editor here. And so if you click, you have an image overlay. And so it looks like you turn that off. But what I'm going to do here is you kind of have that blue. I'm going to change it to just kind of a light, well, a darker gray. But then I'm going to bring down the opacity. Bring it down to maybe a 0.3, maybe even lighter. But you see how now you change that and, you know, the words kind of stick out more?
I see.
a little bit. I'll actually bring this down to like a 24, maybe actually 2. There we go. So it's still light, but it's just enough where the words will stick out.
Okay. Well, what image do you recommend for that very first image?
I think, okay, so if you're not sold to the cityscape type deal, it seems like a lot of law firms use cityscape.
Well, I mean, what if we did the cityscape but really took the focus off of it? So going back to that Zapier where there was an image, but it's hardly, unless you really looked at it, you couldn't even tell what the image was. Can we do something like that where we can just use a cityscape, but maybe we really...
Yeah, we can definitely do a cityscape. I think that will look cool, and then we can put an overlay over it, so then when you see it, it takes the focus off, but it's kind of in the background. To another thing that I was thinking just when I was looking over it, I use this site, Envato Market. I think a lot of people should use. This is just an awesome tool where they have Graphic River, for example, so any freelance designer or design company can go on here and they can sell like the products that they designed. And so it's people from all over the world. And the reason why I love this is because, I mean, I can design it myself, but then it's like, you know what, all right, this person created this awesome thing. It's going to save me time, but it still looks great. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they have video stuff. I mean, they have website. They have it all. And so what I was thinking too, you know, another thing probably you can just see on their page, they have this nice kind of pattern background that's going on here.
Yeah, I mean, I'm totally cool with something like that too. So where it's like mostly color, but if you look at it, you can tell there's some pattern in the background.
Yeah, and I think something like that honestly could look awesome. You know, if the pattern's not too crazy, but it's still simple, you know, it brings in your brand's colors. I think something like that would also be awesome. And then the thing that's cool about that is you guys can have that across the rest of your site.
Right. That way, we want some uniformity throughout the site. We don't want to have, you know, a cityscape picture here, artwork picture there.
Yeah. Exactly. So if there's one pattern that you guys like, all right, this is awesome. I love these colors. This pattern looks good. So then that will go across the site and will be very consistent. I mean, the paintings look great, but I think having that consistency will change up the dynamic already just with that alone.
Right. Also, I mean, what I'm thinking is like a pattern, but even in the same way, have like a colored thing, but just we could use some of the cityscapes that just really take the focus off of it and make it primarily like a color thing with the cityscape just in the background. I mean, what do you think?
Yeah, that we can definitely do that as well. I think that will look awesome because I mean the cityscape.
Could try maybe a couple. Is there like a? I guess you have to buy these, right? But
yeah, sure, sorry, but I mean I was researching. There's this one site that I use called StockSnap.io. Or are you talking about Graphic River?
Well, I just want to try some stuff right now. Just see, maybe try a pattern one with color. Try maybe using one of our pictures, but really fade it out and put color on overlay over it so that the cityscape. I just want to try both to see which maybe look better as kind of the what we want to use throughout the site.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'll look through. So here.
Now, sorry to throw another thing in here, Brandon, but so in terms of how our site is, like, you think the template is fine the way it is? I mean, this template?
This is
one thought I had was I do kind of find it refreshing when those sites you go on and like the whole thing you see is like this giant just image and it's very either refreshing or strong and even if it's like grayed out or something, it's kind of it has this expansive feel.
Yeah.
Is that something we can achieve? Like, I don't know, is there a possibility to maybe not have the white banner on top, or I don't know, maybe this is neater. I'm not actually sure.
I mean, personally, I do like our white banner. I just feel like it looks clean and simple.
Yeah.
But
I agree. I think the white it does look good.
Okay, then keep that.
But we can. I mean, there's ways. I'm pretty sure. Let me see. There's ways that you can expand the images in this template, I believe.
I think you can only do like half, 3/4.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
2/3, half, full screen. Yeah. So with the index. I mean, I think honestly the template works. Marquee is a great template. It all kind of just depends on where you want to see the site going. I guess that's the most important thing with the template and like.
I feel like the template is pretty modern. I mean, nowadays I feel like all websites, just because it's geared towards mobile and all that, where lot of scrolling, right, where pages are stacked on top of each other. That's kind of what Marquee is, right?
Yeah, yeah, and the parallax images. So I think honestly the template is good. There's just changing up the content and the way it looks on the homepage. I think will make a big difference.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I think from what it sounds like, it definitely accomplishes your goals. And moving forward, it will be easy to maintain and do. So I think it's good.
Okay, so there's not another template that you would say, oh, maybe for the future to just switch over to another template is better. It's not like that.
Yeah, no, I mean, Squarespace, all of their templates, honestly, are pretty great. Marquee, I mean, the ones that I mainly use that I'd say are the best are Bedford. Marquee is definitely up there. Hayden's good. I'd say those are the top 3 that I primarily work in. And so,
okay, so this is one.
Yeah, I've worked on this one multiple times. So I think, like the parallax images, like I said, it's good, and I think definitely gets you guys having those images is awesome. So. But, okay, so, all right, Graphic River. So I was thinking, too, even something like, I mean, I was looking at this earlier. They have, I mean, obviously not those colors, but having, we would take out, obviously, the pink and the green and replace it, like, with your red. And having that on, like, the homepage. And then maybe we can even center the text as well.
I see.
So then it would be centered, but you'll still have, in the red, because the red's in the center of it, and then, that will put the focus on the text. So here, I'll try this, yeah. And don't worry about that. This is just me also personally. I have a personal account for all this stuff, so.
Okay.
But no, this is Graphic River is a great resource to find just kind of stuff like that.
I see.
And it's also really fast, which is good.
Are you actually buying it?
Yeah, don't worry. Like I said, I use this because the reason why, too, my philosophy behind this is it's only $3. I have a PayPal account that has, specifically for these resources.
I see.
And so what I do personally, like I said, it just saves. I mean, I could design it myself, but there's so many good resources on this site, and it's
right. You don't want to reinvent the wheel here,
Yeah, exactly. It's like I'd much rather just get this. I save time, done. Now I can go in and I can mess around with it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so let's see. We'll open up. Okay, and just for time here, I'll just put in, they have a good looking red here, so I'm gonna, oops. Okay, so here we go. So on the home page, this is home main right here. So what I'm gonna do is let's just see how this red looks. Okay, and so I'm just dropping the thumbnail image in there. Let it load up. And so then, description font. Okay, and then yeah, here I'll mess with some fonts as well. So, all right. But then I think too, if we take this image and then we even add a pattern on it, I think something like that. And then,
yeah, I think right now, I think at the very least we need a pattern. It looks a little too
flat or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, so you guys aren't sold on the fonts either, you said?
Yeah, the fonts.
We're open to different fonts.
I like the fonts on the
Yeah, those are.
menu bar looks on the top.
Yeah, these.
Yeah, but on the bottom where the text, where the goal-oriented, pragmatic, that stuff. For some reason, I don't know. It just feels.
Dated.
Yeah, it looks old for some reason.
Yeah, here. Okay, here. All right. Okay. Do you want me? Yeah, I can go into the fonts just because we're coming at the 5-minute mark here. And so I can actually go in. I can show you Proxima Nova really fast as well, and I think that can also make a big difference. I'll kind of show you. So this is the font that you're referring to right here, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see here. H2. I believe that's an H2. Yep. Okay. So Proxima Nova is right here. We'll do maybe a semi-bold. Works. Letter spacing about 2. And then 1.5. Font size. Something like that. You'll see a lot, just kind of the semi-bold. And then with this, do you like the page font as well?
We're open to changing anything, really. So
Okay.
go.
Okay, so Proxima Nova. 1.375. Okay, and so what I did there is I read this really interesting blog post just saying that having your font size at 16 pixels is very, very crucial. Just for reading, that seems like 16 pixels is just kind of the mark that you hit. It seems like that people can read it most and just really well. And then sometimes if it's too small, there's just, you have older people who just can't see it and stuff like that. So 16 pixels seems to be that medium balance. I increased it too.
Okay.
So, I mean, yeah, I think the Proxima Nova is looking good. And then let's see here. Well, these are, I believe, H3s. And so we'll just do, what we'll do here is we'll just make this a regular. And so I think those, yeah, Proxima Nova is definitely a modern font. So I think that's looking pretty solid right there.
And then in terms of the banner, I think the red is just too much, because all I see right now is just white and red. So I think that banner color is a little too...
Yeah, I agree. I was just, just for time's sake, I was just kind of show you guys kind of what the idea would be if we...
Right.
Yeah, and we're not that, I can't really visualize until I actually see it, so thank you, that was helpful, because now I kind of understand what you're talking about.
Yeah, of course, so having just something like that kind of brings in the focus, which we can have that, we can put the pattern. What I'm thinking is I like the idea of having the cityscape there, having an image like that, but making it kind of subtle. I think that will look great over that, and then what we can do is taking something like this and putting it across the other pages with that pattern, so that's just the consistent, and that will replace the art photos.
Right.
And so I think doing something like...
I'm sorry, so you're thinking pattern or like a cityscape?
For this main home image, I'm thinking a cityscape. And then for the other pages...
Is there any way we can see what that would look like if we put a cityscape into that?
Yeah, we're coming down, so we have about 2 to 3 minutes left, and I can try to work as fast and get that done.
Let's try that. If we don't get around to it, I mean, like I said, I think we're gonna schedule more sessions moving forward. This is more just like a kind of introductory, brainstorming session. So we can pick up again, and next time we'll probably schedule a little longer session so we have a little.
Yeah, we heard that 2 hours was the limit. Is that right?
2 hours is the limit right now. Yeah, but it would just mean just schedule. That's just for scheduling purposes.
Right, so I think the next step will be, that's fine. Then maybe we're coming up on time. We should kind of wrap up here. But what we'll do is we'll schedule a 2-hour session next time, so we kind of pick up where we left off and really we'll think about it some more too. But I like the idea of maybe having the cityscape, but having it really faded out, so that's not the focal point, but at least there's something there in the background.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with that. I think that's awesome. And then, too, just so you know, do you like this font choice? Because if I save this will affect the homepage as well with the fonts. I think.
You mean just the fonts, right?
Yeah, just the fonts.
That's fine. Are you okay with the fonts?
Yeah, I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can go ahead and save that.
Okay, there we go. And so. Yeah, I think definitely. Yeah, so this will be. once we'll definitely. So cityscape on the main. I'm just gonna take notes in this doc that I have created. Okay, cityscape on the main homepage.
So, I mean, I guess the other thing is we should email you the actual photos that we have so that you can kind of play around with it as well then? Is that for our next session?
Yes, yeah. Any photos or any other resources that you guys have to send that to my email would be awesome.
Okay, so let's do that. So we'll schedule our next session. We'll do it for 2 hours. I'll gather up some of these pictures that we have, and we'll email it to you so you just have it. So if you could, so it'll be readily available for you to play around with it. And so how does this work with like the recording? Like, how do we find this thing?
Yeah. So what I'll do is I'll just send it to it's a YouTube link, and so you guys will just be able to. It's going to be private unless you guys want it public, but I'll make it private, and then you'll just be able to look at the recording.
Oh.
On
Perfect.
YouTube. And yeah, I'll just send that after this. I'm just going to send you guys just an email saying, hey, we had a great session. Awesome. This is just kind of what we reviewed. I'll send you guys that doc that I was taking notes on.
Okay.
And then I'll also send you the YouTube link once it's all uploaded and all set.
Okay. That sounds good. And then I will go ahead and schedule something we'll take a look at it's all done online, right? I didn't schedule it last time, but you can just
Yeah. It's all just done online.
Okay. So we'll pick up hopefully maybe early next week or something. We can pick up where we left off.
Yeah, of course. That sounds great. It's been awesome working with you guys. And yeah, I think we got a lot done. And I'm really excited. You guys have a great site. For what you did an awesome job with it. I think we can definitely make a lot of awesome improvements. So.
Sounds good. All right. So we'll hopefully talk to you next week.
Yeah, sounds good. You guys enjoy your weekend.
All right.
Okay. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye.